Assalamualaikum everyone. I'm also Brené from Brown Teacher Institute, Learning Student. We have a new TEDx Talk today, and the topic of the TEDx Talk is The Power of Vulnerability by Brené Brown. Before going to give the review, I would like to introduce the speaker. Brené Brown is a researcher, storyteller, and professor who studies courage, shame, connection, and vulnerability. She shares ideas in a warm, honest, and very relatable way. So, here's the general summary of the talk. In this TEDx, Brené Brown explains that vulnerability really means and why it is important in our lives. Many people think being vulnerable means being weak, but she shows that vulnerability is actually our greatest strength. She says that to live a full and meaningful life, we must allow ourselves to be seen, even when we feel scared or not perfect. Vulnerability is the birthplace of love, joy, creativity, and courage. Brown talks about her years of research on human connection. She found that people who feel worthy of love and belonging are the ones who embrace vulnerability instead of avoiding it. They are not perfect, but they accept who they are. She also shares her own struggle with vulnerability when she realized how important vulnerability was. She felt uncomfortable and even tried to avoid it. But later she understood that without vulnerability we can't deep love, create, dream, or grow. So, what Brené Brown's talk focuses on why we avoid vulnerability and how this hurts our lives. She explains that we use many ways to hide our feelings, like pretending, controlling, or numbing ourselves. But these methods keep us from real happiness. Her main message is simple: you cannot have love, joy, or connection without vulnerability. Without being open, honest, and real, we cannot build deep relationships or grow as people. Brownie's research showed me two types of people. First, people who feel love and belonging. They believe they are worthy and allow themselves to be vulnerable. Secondly, people who struggle with love and belonging. They often feel shame or fear and avoid vulnerability. The difference is not intelligence or talent, the difference is self-worth. Why vulnerability matters? According to Brown, vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, it is where things come from: love, trust, joy, creativity, courage, innovation. If we want meaningful relationships, we must be willing to say, this is who I am. So, Brown says that people often try to hide uncomfortable feelings by overworking, over-controlling, trying to be perfect, staying busy, ignoring emotions, using food, shopping, or social media to numb out. But when we numb pain, we also numb joy. She also talks about her personal story, her own emotion struggle when she discovered how important vulnerability is. Brown jokes about going into a breakdown for a spiritual awakening, as her therapist called it. She realized that living with an open heart is the only way to live fully. The lessons we get from this Brené Brown talks, what we learn is it's okay to be imperfect, it's okay to feel, it's okay to ask for help. Being vulnerable connects us, avoiding vulnerability disconnects us. Vulnerability is not about oversharing, it is about being real. What makes this talk special that Brown's style makes the talk powerful. She is funny, honest, and deep human. She speaks about her own mistakes, insecurities, and fears. This openness helps us trust her and understand her message. Why this talk matters? Because in a world where people hide behind filters, perfection, and social pressure, Brown reminds us that real connection happens when we show our true selves. This talk encourages everyone, students, parents, leaders, teachers, creators, to build relationships based on honesty, courage, and empathy. So the final review of this talk is the power of vulnerability is one of the most important and emotional talks on TEDx. It teaches us how to connect deeply with others, how to accept ourselves, why openness is strength, how vulnerability makes us whole. It is a talk that stays with you and changes how you see yourself and others. So, in short, the closing line which I am going to say about the talk is vulnerability is not weakness, it is the courage to be seen. So, viewers, I hope you like this TEDx review today. See you the next time with the new TEDx review. Have a nice day. Allah Hafiz. Bye.